Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at this case, the Tank Rgb. I picked this case up off Newegg for $50 on sale for Black Friday. It normally retails for around $55 to $60. They claim that it has an Msrp of $65, but I've never seen it that high. For the $50 that I paid for it, this case is definitely a good deal, and for $55, it's still better than most of the stuff you'll find out there. It comes with 4 Rgb fans that, well, they are Rgb. They don't have any effects. They can only be one color at a time, and these are the effects that they have. Alright, so the fan color is just changed by a button on the top of the case. For my build, I just kind of decided to have these on red, but cycling through all the color options, you have green, blue, that like yellowish green, purple, a different color of blue, like a whitish, and this one where it just kind of rapidly flashes through all the colors, off, and this one where it flows through all the colors. You also have this last one where it flows through them a lot slower. For cases, I do like to look at airflow first, and that can be a pretty big deal breaker. On this case, you have this full mesh front panel that has basically unrestricted airflow for the 4 included fans to pull air in from. The 3 front fans do a good job of keeping everything cool. If you would want to add extra fans, there are room for 2 fans on the top. It only states you can put 120 mil fans here, but there does appear to be mounting for 140 mil. Here, as you can see, I have a single 120 mil fan mounted as an exhaust up top. This is not included, but I would recommend adding one to get a bit better temps. The temps were fine without this, but I did have an almost 5-degree improvement on my CPU temps when I added this. And then for the rear fans, just the same as the front fans, and this comes with an exhaust fan. They also do claim that you can mount fans down here at the bottom with the included screws. I didn't really see a way to do that, and they would really have no way to pull in air, as the only vents on the bottom are for the power supply. Inside the case, we can see that there is plenty of room for cable management. They did make sure to include enough room up here at the top to route the CPU cable through. That is a common area on budget cases that I see there not being enough room. On the side, you have 3 large cutouts for your 24-pin SATA cables and GPU power. For the case front panel, they did include all black cables, which is nice to see. And they also do have this larger USB 3 cable that actually has like 2 cables coming off the header for the dual front USB 3 ports. Around back, you can see that there is definitely plenty of room for cable management. They don't really have the same issues I've seen in a lot of other budget cases with there not being enough room. You do literally have over 1 inch behind the motherboard tray. There are a good amount of tie-down points. The cables in this build aren't that clean because I threw it together in about 20 minutes. Here you can see you have your fan controller, you have your switch coming in, and there's room for up to 8 fans, and there's 2 other headers that I'm not sure what they're for. You can connect this fan controller to a 12-volt RGB header on your motherboard, but my Rgb 450 did not have the right header. SSD mounting, it is right here on this weird plate thing. I've never seen a mount like this before, but I guess it works. Just unscrew this plate, screw your SSD in, and then screw it back on. This would not work well for a 2.5-inch mechanical drive. For hard drive mounting, they mount down here in the hard drive bay on these little removable hard drive slides. I can't actually pull that all the way out because I didn't remember to turn it off, but you can put in up to 2 hard drives here, and they are toolless mount, which is nice. They have a nice click when you push them in. I would have liked them to see putting 3 hard drive trays in here, because there definitely is enough room. There's like a 1/2 inch of room below this hard drive, a good amount of room in between these two, and some extra room above that one. In front of your power supply, you have plenty of room. I'd say it's about 4 inches to just stuff extra cables that you won't be needing, so you won't have to stuff any in this space up here, which I found that I had to do on other budget cases, and that can be a bit annoying. Overall, cable management is definitely a strong point on this case, and if you care a lot about cable management and put some time into it, you'll be able to get it looking amazing. The back panel on this case does mount with this like thing where you kind of have to push it in and slide it forward, which I do not like, but that works decently on this case because you have so much room for cable management. This is really only an issue on cases where they don't give you enough room for cable management, and that's kind of where you have to really be putting a ton of weight down on this to get your front panel on. The fan speed is sadly not PWM on this case. It's controlled by this button right here. That when you push it, it changes the fan speed. There are only 2 fan speeds. Right now it's on the low fan speed. I'm going to quick put it up to the high fan speed. As you can see, the fans really ramp up, and they do move a lot of air at the high fan speed, but they are pretty loud. I would have liked to see them have a PWM fan controller, or at least move this button onto the front panel so you can just click it whenever you open a CPU or GPU heavy application. With how it is here, you kind of do just have to leave it on the low setting where the fans are quiet. But if I can get my camera to focus on the fans decently, they do spin very slow and don't move that much air at this speed. The side panel put back on, there is no side panel bulge. However, there's a slight gap right here between the actual front panel and with the rear side panel. This isn't really that big of a deal, but if you're in a dark room, you definitely will see some RGB light leaking out from there. Alright, for the front panel, you get your power button, your power LED, hard drive LED, reset switch, fan, color change button, 2 USB 3s, 2 USB 2s, and then a mic and a headphone jack. Alright, so I would really recommend this case. For the price, it's pretty amazing. With its great cable management, tempered glass side panel, and 4 included RGB fans, it's a great value at just 55 bucks. I would recommend it for really any price under 60 bucks. If for some reason you find it at like 65, I'd say that's a bit expensive. But for the normal 55 that I see it going for, it's a great value. I would recommend changing a few things with this case once you get it. First of all, the front fan stock come like behind the panel that you mount them to. I moved them up in front of that, which makes the RGB shine through way better because they're just way closer to the front. I did also take out the front dust filter. That's really your choice if you leave it in. I just took it out because it's really kind of the same, it really is kind of the same as what the front panel does, and I decided that for the environment that I'm in, that's a good enough dust filter. Other than that, on mine, the front panel was the front panel button just wasn't seated right when I got it. I just kind of had to push it back into place, and then it was all good. Other than that, I really found nothing wrong with this case. I would like them to add some like actual like RGB effects, because right now the fans can only be one color, but there's like no actual issues with this case like other cases I found at this price point. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. The rest of this video will just be a bit of B-roll of this case showing off the RGB